What is hypnobirthing and how can it really help you have a calm and empowering birth experience? Hello, I'm Rohini. I'm a first time mama who had overcome her fears around birth and had a positive birth experience, and I'm here to help you have the same. So, what is hypnobirthing? Hypnobirthing is basically a meditative technique which helps you prepare for labor and for birth. And it helps you promote your mindset and uses a mix of different techniques like breathing techniques, visualizations, meditation. And most importantly, it focuses on reducing your fear and empowering you to believe in your body's ability to birth. So, I'd like to break hypnobirthing down into 5 broad elements. The first one being education. Education, education, education. The more you know about something, the less you're going to fear it. And the less you know about something, the more you're going to fear it. It's just how your brain works. So if you don't know where to start, start here. Start with educating yourself about everything labor and birth. And in today's world, it's very easy to get educated on literally anything. Just open like what you're doing already. Like just YouTube, just Google the different stages of labor, Google what happens during labor, Google what positions you need to take during labor. Like the more you know about how to have a physiological birth, the less you're going to fear having a physiological birth. Before I gave birth, I really didn't know, before I started educating myself, what actually happens in labor, what are the different stages of labor, how does labor progress. All my knowledge came from literally watching TV, watching Friends, watching other TV shows and movies where it's like a woman screaming when pushing, or like the water breaks and immediately people are running to the hospital. And I literally didn't know any of this until I started reading up and YouTubing a lot on what happens in labor, and then I realized all of that they show you in movies and TVs are actually very wrong. Like you don't really run to the hospital the minute your water breaks. Like that's just not how labor progresses. It progresses very slow. Your water can break at any point in labor. Like my water broke literally half an hour before my baby came out. Like it's not that the minute your water breaks you're going to start having contractions. That's just not how it works. I mean, it might for some women, but it's not the case always. So yeah, educate yourself on it, and you will know. The more you know, the less you're going to worry about it. And I'm going to give a big shout out to this YouTuber. Her name is Bridget Taylor, and she is, or Tyler, I don't know, I might be pronouncing her surname incorrectly, but I literally learned so much from her that I literally owe it to her for for having an amazing birth experience and for educating myself. She played such a big role in helping me educate everything around labor, everything around birth, pregnancy. So yeah, I'm going to link her channel in this description, and please go check out her videos. She's amazing. I also, because I'm in Australia, I'm based in Australia, I found this really good book called The Complete Australian Guide to Pregnancy and Birth, and it's really good. I read, like, if that's the only book you can read and you're based in Australia, please read that. It covers everything, and yeah, I think that's the first place if you want to start with a book. And if you live in Australia, please start there. The next element that we will talk about is the breathing techniques, so breathing and relaxation techniques. So the reason breathing and relaxation techniques are important is because it activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest mode. So deep, slow breaths reduces cortisol, which is your stress hormone. So it naturally helps you feel more relaxed, more calm, and you can do it anytime. This is just for life. You can use deep, slow breaths to center yourself. So it also helps promote oxytocin, which is your love hormone, which is the hormone that's needed to start labor, to keep progressing in labor, and then also ultimately birth your baby. It's also the hormone that you'll actually need for breastfeeding. So yeah, it's a very important hormone. It also helps you remain calm. So you need, in labor, you need less cortisol and more oxytocin. These slow, deep breaths will help in promoting oxytocin way more because you're just going to feel more calm. Your uterus also has 2 layers of muscles, which is longitudinal and circular, and both need to work in harmony in order to push the baby down. So when you are more relaxed, the 2 layers of muscles actually help work in harmony. And when this harmony is disrupted is when labor becomes harder, and it can also slow down. So some of the different types of breathing that I practiced during my labor was calm breathing, surge breathing, Om breathing, and I did body scans. So calm breathing is when you breathe in for 4 and out for 6, or you breathe in for 6 and out for 8 counts. So it can be, it's just the concept is to breathe in for a lesser number of counts and exhale for a longer number of counts. So I would practice this frequently during the day, and then I used this during my labor as well. So I used calm breathing when I was having in between my contractions, and when I was having the contractions, I was using surge breathing, which is the next breathing technique. Which is breathing in for 20 counts and out for 20 counts. And 20 sounds like a very big number, but it's actually just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, like really fast, and then counting down really fast for 20. And when you do this, you will know like you would have like inhaled a lot and exhaled a lot. So it's just a really long breath is what the goal is. When I first started out, I don't think I could reach 20 in one breath. So I would basically count till 15. So you can start slow, but then you can practice to reach up to 20 counts. So this is the breath I used during my contractions, during my surges, and it really helped me because it also helped distract my mind because I was busy counting the numbers, and so it was just something else to anchor my mind to. The next breathing technique is not a hypnobirthing technique, but I use it. I've drawn it from yoga because I do yoga, and it's called Om chanting and Om breathing, and it's just how you chant Om, like you just do Om. But the way I used it in my breathing was I would inhale, and then I would use the part of Om, like that. It's almost like a honeybee breathing. So I really found it useful because it would vibrate. My mouth would vibrate, my tummy would vibrate, and it just helped center my entire body during labor. The last technique I used, not during labor, but I used it beforehand to practice, was body scans. And what that means is you just start at the top of your head, and you close your eyes and you just start observing from the very top of your head to your toes. So you just start noticing and observing every body part and how it feels. And when I say how it feels, it's more like I would observe the tingling that's on the top of my head, or I would notice the tingling on my cheeks, or I would feel the tingling on my arms. Like I would just feel if my hand was touching my lap, I would feel that. So it's just more bringing your attention to different body parts and in a way bringing yourself to the present. And also this meant that I was able to observe my body a lot better. So with practice, if you keep doing body scans, you'll be able to observe a part of your body very quickly because you have now trained in actually observing different parts of your body. So now if I was feeling something in labor, like my back was hurting or something, I would be able to observe it. And the goal of this body scan is just to observe and accept. So if you're observing like, oh, my back's paining today, like just observe it and accept and try to breathe into it and relax into it. So these are the techniques that I practiced to prepare for my labor. And the reason why we need to practice this is because you're not going to use it if you don't practice it. It's just much easier and it comes much naturally to you if you were to practice it beforehand. So I was able to use the surge breathing while I was having a contraction or a surge, and then I used the calm breathing techniques in between a contraction. So because I was already doing it so much, and I had practiced it almost every day for almost 10-15 minutes every day, it would come very naturally to me. So affirmations work on shifting your mindset. If, for example, you've heard negative birth stories all your life, your brain's going to default to expecting pain and fear in birth. So yeah, your brain is constantly rewiring itself by the thoughts and the experiences that you have. So by saying affirmations like, I'm calm, I'm built to birth, my baby is strong and healthy, my body is designed to birth, you are creating new neural pathways in your brain that actually make you believe that this is going to happen. So it really helped me bring a lot of confidence in my own ability to birth. And whenever I did hear a fearful story, because sometimes people just throw stories at you when you're pregnant and they've had a baby, they would just share their birth story, and sometimes it's not really positive, and I might feel a bit fearful about it because I had a home birth, and not many people have a home birth still. And yeah, sometimes I would hear stories that somebody would share about natural birthing and physiological birthing, and it might bring a lot of fear in me. So I would go back to these meditations, to these affirmations, and it really helped me through those fears. So I would mix these affirmations with my breathing techniques. So when I would practice calm breathing, for instance, when I'm inhaling for 4 counts, I would say I'm calm, and then when I exhale, I will say that I'm sending love to my baby, or something like that. Like you can mix the affirmations while you're practicing your deep breaths. So you can say things like, I am built to birth, and you can just repeat those affirmations for maybe 2-3 breaths, and then choose another affirmation that you want to practice that day. And so that's how you can incorporate practicing both at the same time. And something I would do is I would choose an affirmation that really speaks to me on that particular day. So it's not necessarily that every affirmation is going to speak to you in the same capacity every day. So I would choose the affirmation that really spoke to me that day. So for instance, the day that I'm really scared of having a natural birth or an unmedicated birth, I would choose the affirmation, I'm built to birth, my body knows what it's doing, and I would just repeat these affirmations to myself. So it really depends on that day. So I would say to make it your own and have fun with it. Something I did which really made it fun with affirmations is I stuck affirmations all over the house, and at first I felt a bit kind of almost like shy, because if friends visited or somebody visited, they can see all my affirmations, my birth affirmations. But to be honest, it was so well received. Like I was just, that whole like, oh, you worry about what other people think of you, but actually they're not thinking anything of you. And yeah, it was so good. I stuck affirmations all over the house. And it really helped because I would just walk around and see it everywhere, like wherever I am, in the kitchen, I would have it in the bathroom, I would have it in my study area, in my living room, like everywhere I stuck affirmations, and all of these that I shared with you just now. And it really just subconsciously take it in every day. It helped me take it in subconsciously every day. The next element is your beliefs, and this kind of coincides with affirmations, because affirmations is a way to rewire your beliefs. But also, I wanted to add beliefs as its own element because it's important what you're believing, what your beliefs are. If you're believing you're going to have a painful birth, or you believe that labor is painful, you are already setting yourself up to have a painful labor, if that makes sense. If you believe that you're built to birth and I can do this, my body's got this, you are setting yourself up for a lot more confidence and empowerment in your labor and birth. So self-hypnosis works by accessing your subconscious mind. It helps to replace negative beliefs about birth and replace it with positive and empowering ones. And this helps rewire your emotional response to labor. So the way I worked on my beliefs is I would be journaling about them. I would journal about what I'm believing about anything. So if I would write what I'm scared of in labor, I would write about what I'm scared of in pregnancy. So in general, and I would write down all my fears in a journal, and I would work through them. Just even understanding what your beliefs are and what you're believing just will help you bring perspective on what you want to continue working on versus what you want to continue believing. So one of the things I was scared of was the fact that having a home birth, you're not really like, you don't immediately have medical help. Like, you do have help, they will be able to get you help, but it's still like a 10-minute delay. So those are one of the things that I was really scared of when I was pregnant. And the way I worked through them is I would talk about it to my partner, I would talk about it with my midwives, and really they would answer all my questions on what will happen if this happened, how quickly can I get help, and all of this really helped in kind of reducing that fear a little bit and be more confident at having a home birth. I would say to listen to a lot of positive birth stories, or listen to stories whose outcome you are trying to achieve. So if you want a positive birth outcome, please listen to positive stories. Don't listen to negative stories, because whatever you end up listening to will in turn become something that you're believing. So if you listen to a lot of negative stories, you'll end up believing that birth's actually going to be a negative experience. The next is visualizations. So this also similarly works with neuroplasticity, where you will start building new neural pathways if you start believing and visualizing. It all works kind of together. Beliefs, affirmations, visualizations, it's all about reinforcing what you want to achieve. So I would visualize a healthy baby. I would visualize having a really amazing birth experience at home. I would visualize how my birthing team is supporting me and really there for me, how my partner is there for me at that time, how my doula is supporting me at that time during birth. And all this will just help manifest it, if anything. Something I would visualize is like in hypnobirthing, we call contractions as surges or waves. So I would actually visualize like an ocean of waves, where every wave is bringing my baby closer to me, and finally a last wave will bring the baby to the shore where I'm standing. So this was like a really beautiful visualization that I did very often, and this is something I even used during my labor, where I would just close my eyes and visualize like a wave. So every time I have a contraction or a surge, I would visualize it as a wave. And because contractions are a wave, like they have a peak and they have a trough, like, so they go as a wave, and it's just nice to visualize like an ocean where it's bringing your baby, like, and one final wave, and your baby will be in your arms. These were the 5 elements. Now, the most important thing of all is practice. You need to practice. You will get a lot more out of hypnobirthing if you're able to practice them beforehand. So how to make all this work? I know it can feel really overwhelming, especially if you're listening to this video at the end of your pregnancy. You might be thinking, how do I make all this work? How do I have time to do all these things? And also, I found it hard to do all these things while I'm pregnant, because I'm really tired after doing a full-time job and coming home, and I just don't have the capacity to do anything else. So yeah, I would say to start with, pick one thing out of the 5 things. Don't try to do all the 5 things together. Try to do one thing at a time. And that could be breathing. Like, you could just start with breathing. If you are commuting to work and you have some time on the bus or the train, you can just use that time to maybe do 5 deep breaths. Like, just start very slow. Start with 2 breaths, 1 breath, like how much ever you can do. Just start very slow and start with one thing, and then slowly you can build it up. I would usually only spend like 15 minutes maybe a day practicing all of these things. So I would first practice like my breathing techniques, which would be like your surge breathing, calm breathing, and then I would also during that breathing add in affirmations, and sometimes even towards the end like visualize for maybe a few minutes, 1-2 minutes. So I would kind of club it all together and make it like a 15-minute thing, not a very hectic thing. And with education, it was pretty much done on the go. I would just watch YouTube videos while I'm cooking, while I'm cleaning, like I would just watch birth stories while I'm eating food. Like I would just be doing it on the go. It's not something that I would take out time out of my day to do it. It'll just be while I'm showering, I would hear a podcast on a positive story, like something that you can do on the go. So education can happen on the go as well. If you would like to watch a positive birth story, I will link my birth story, my home birth story here in Australia. Hope you got some value out of this video. See you next time.